Hi, how are you doing? I promised you a song today and, yesterday, but I got swimming down at the pool and chatting to people, and the time I got back it was late, and I'm a day late with this. Now, funnily enough, the song I'm choosing is for good reason. I was just, it's funny how like you start to behave different the minute you get on camera, isn't it? And yet your normal trail of thinking seems to just flow a lot better. Put you in front of a camera and it can affect you in all kinds of different ways. But the song I've chosen to sing is really apt for the kind of week we've had. First of all, can I just apologise to people, my followers and people that know me. I had such a great weekend, and then Sunday morning I just realised that I've been bottling a lot of stuff inside. I've been bottling a lot of stuff inside, and it wasn't just what I drank from the night before. I've been keeping a lot inside that I think I wasn't able to contain anymore, and I just started to have a screaming and shouting fit around my own house, which I'm allowed to do. You know, I'm allowed to do that. It's my house. But other people complained. The voices inside my head said, "You're not allowed to do that. You've put us off because you've had a big screaming fit and we could hear you." Right? So I said, "Well, yeah, obviously I'm taking things a bit badly. I've had a bit of a difficult week, a difficult couple of weeks. I don't really know why. But obviously I don't think I can keep it all inside. I found myself in places I don't want to be. I found myself in situations I don't want to be in. I found myself feeling arrested, feeling pushed into situations that I think have been more about the other people than they have me. I've felt like I've sensed that a lot of people are struggling with stuff due to me. And then I've said to myself, well, look, I can't argue with people all my life. I've done what I've done. I am who I am. Luckily, I'm not a criminal. I've got a clean record. If you are a criminal, you get sent to a place where you're either put in a correctional facility or containment for safety, etc. If you've done that, you find yourself in that position, you've got to live with it. You know, to put it basically. You know, you're the person that's ultimately got to live with that. As for anybody else, claiming criminal record, no, clean record, and you're not a criminal, you've not really done anything wrong, then obviously you've every entitlement to civil rights, as much civil rights as the next person within the law. So really, I think we've started to develop an overcritical system, a system that might be a little bit overly critical towards people. There's mixed debates on it. What I don't like is something I can't explain that's been happening to me, and that is this kind of electronic voice phenomena that is going around on the internet that can actually present itself as a virus to other people. You can get caught up in responding to things that is socially viral, and there's only your life going on, and you can't really be responsible for anybody else's life. But what you can do is you can talk about it. You can talk about it in the right way, in the right context, in the right time and place. And the rest of the time, what you could do is trust your instincts, speak to other people about it, members, family, friends, whatever. If you're a professional, you're going to conduct your business, however you're going to conduct your business anyway. So I'm not even going to get into occupational counselling, which I have got qualification in. But I am going to say this. Even people that have educated themselves in mental training for all kinds of emotional disorders and life functioning mental cognitive states of human individuals, there is even the normal person that can wind up feeling that they're going to be a human being one day, and they're going to scream and shout to let out whatever's been abusing them or whatever's going wrong in their lives. So what I would say is this, if anybody tells you you're not strong enough, only you know how strong you've been. If anybody tries to blame you, then it's up to you to prove them wrong, you know, otherwise don't be bothered by the slightest bite. If it continues, then get up and stand and say something back to it, and say something like, look, I don't know how the hell you can blame me in today's society with the tech advancements that there is in the artificial intelligence and everything else that is going on, the competition, the troll-like behaviour on social media, the constant barraging of people, the speed train mentality that is, you know, engulfing the younger minds, the speed mentality. We're not damaging people's businesses. If people are improving and they still continue to support the things that they're genuinely interested in and want to, then you've damaged nobody. Nobody's damaged. So you're not hurting anybody professionally by holding your hands up and admitting, look, I think there's a social media problem going on. Obviously, I'm not responsible for it. You know, it's technological advancement, and people are becoming more aware of the electromagnetic field and the things that we're sensing. We must remember ourselves, everything that we hear or we think does not always come from us. It can come from the outside. Therefore, if you hear it and it gets passed on to someone else in the world, you could have already thrown that comment out. So if they're depending too much on you, then obviously you've got to try and have a word and say, look, do you ever think that you might not have been made aware that you were maybe unaware that you've got so much of your own power to contribute something, anything you want to. Two ways of contributing is an organised piece of art, produced, posted online, or created in business for sale, or to yourself. You know, you can speak to yourself, look within. Root within, instead of blaming the outside, realise, understand what's going on. And you know, even my family, I spoke to my family even on the phone this week. One or two of them were saying, you know, they wouldn't directly say that they have a problem, but you know, they have. You know, it's like my father's old, he's ill. The last thing he wants is stress. My brother, he suffers with, you know, he's got a whole host of medical and mental health issues. You know, he's under the doctor. My stepmother isn't the best of health. You know, she's got her issues. And while we can't let go of reality or try and outdo one another, because that'd just be stupid, you know that there's always going to be some quick money making racketeer somewhere on the social media system that does not care about you whatsoever. They do not care for you for 1 minute. The only interest they've got is making money, making people fast, and they don't care who they step on along the way neither. Now you'll have them type, or you might just drop on somebody like me who's worked for years in the care industry professionally, that you might just stumble on. That number one, human being. Number two, ex-professional worker in care. 3, who carries the code of practice and codes of ethics of any professional medical person, and that is first, do no harm. It would undermine all my training, everything I've learned at college and university, is first, do no harm. Second, don't beat yourself up if it's not your fault. Third, again, remember that anything outside of you is in the narrative. It says more about them than it does you. Okay? It says more about them than it does you. You might lose some people along the way. People might have got fed up of you stamping your feet around and feeling so hopeless and helpless. That again, you can't do nothing about it. If people are still around, they're still around. If they're not around, they're not around. Also, people might have ideas of things that are not exactly right. Who's to say that they are right and you're wrong? Just because they have a majority. If they say it goes to vote and we're only going to take note of the people with all the numbers behind them, then I say this: it's up to you to make a stand for who you are. Remember who you are and say, look, there's only so much I'm going to take for you. Right? There's only so much I'm going to be able to take for you. I've got my own day to do. I've got my own life to live. And I've got all that contending on just dealing with my 10-metre perimeter space around me, let alone what the rest of the world is coming in at me and saying. If I could just about cope with that first and then I can seek beyond that, then fine. But if somebody's going to come into your life and tell you what you should think, how you should feel, how you should behave, then it's a no. No. Nobody's got the right to tell you. Even criminals in jail, and I say this with caution, where even criminals in jail may be incarcerated, but there's no one anywhere that has the right to spiritually or mentally bondage them whatsoever. I'm not advocating crime. People are there for a reason, and there's the right people in paid, honest jobs to help them. People in paid, honest jobs are there to help those people rehabilitate their lives or cope with their incarceration or their imprisonment. So first of all, don't do somebody out in an honest paid job. Don't do them out of an honest paid job. Secondly, it's not your responsibility. You've your own life to take care of. Right? I've decided I'm going to start doing a bit of a music kind of thing. That my friend actually started doing, and they started to do a Behind the Songs podcast where they started to describe what they meant behind the song, what inspired them to write the song, where they think it came from, and also what perhaps their meaning was, or open the doors to channels to maybe narrate their own version of what the song they're hearing is about, which they have every right to do. So I might be doing that, and I might be able to chat to you a bit more, because like I said this right a bit earlier on, people like to listen to or watch or listen to material at some point in their week or month or whatever, when they are doing other things, living their life. So your time's not wasted. It's not wasted, because if we can all learn or get reminded of things that will help us, then you're definitely onto the right track with someone. You're definitely doing the right thing for someone. You were speaking to them. You'd maybe be able to provide for them a safe environment, a nice little, unregulated but pretty safe, unconditional chat with them. They don't feel compelled to watch strangers on the TV, wondering how it's going to affect their social media, affect their day. Are they going to get bullied about it tomorrow? Is this going to happen? Is it going to create a whole load of new problems? And I think these are the social diseases that we are suffering today, because whether there's new programming, technical advancement or whatever, there is still viruses and errors in the machine, and things can sound to you like they never used to sound to you, and you think, well, what the hell is that all about? That's pretty weird, or that's unnatural, or that's a bit strange. How is that coming to me? Well, did you realise you were talking to such and such and not me? Or things like this. So this is why it's important to orchestrate your contributions as much as you can. Anything else you document online, It's probably just your diary. It's already in the past. It's not supposed to, or is not going to hurt you. It's happened in the past. So it might just be a documentation, a diary of your happenings, your goings on in life. So you went to a social event at the weekend, you're with your friends, some of them are on social media. It gets documented. That's what people are doing today. They document their stuff in like a diary type way on a lot of their accounts. It could be professional, it could be unprofessional, it could be, but what we need to remind ourselves of is there is more and more chat room applications popping up online that are giving people the mentality that they can just go around speaking to everybody in the social media account, throwing their weight around, and think that they can actually tell you what to do or say it's like this or like that, when a lot of people don't do internet chat rooms. Number one, they don't think it's safe. Two, even if they think it's safe, it's still not safe. It's still not 100% safe. Three, they don't say nothing because they're getting bullied by the application makers, or because the friends are doing it, or this, that and the other. So many, as we know, so many problems there, you know. With that, I don't recommend it, but I do find myself talking to my instincts every day. I talk to my own instincts every day like you do. And then when you find that, you know, 15 minutes, you've got to switch off, you've got to put your TV on, you've got to watch something, you've got to get involved in something outside of yourself. That's normal. Outside of yourself, whether it be music or somebody's little chat online. But if it is, listen to it more when somebody's recorded it like this, like I have, rather than, you know, chit-chatting on to things that are coming to you that might be starting to grow in an unhealthy way for you, right? So it's like that, right? I hear the weirdest stuff. I get bombarded with the weirdest verbal abuse that if some of my friends hadn't told me they'd experienced it before as well, you might get a bit worried about it being figment of your own imagination. Well, I can guarantee it probably isn't. It's in the atmosphere around you, and you're picking it up every day. All this big governing vibe mentality of you know, being an influencer. You know, people start to develop the mental perception sometimes that they're really geared up to do it, either money motivatedly, you know, or for popularity, or for to be better than other people. They want to feel better than other people, or they want to think they've got to step up on a lot of other people. You know, well, let me tell you this. I've only got a very small follower community, very small, and I don't think I need to change much about it either. I'm not bothered whether they do follow me or if they don't. But what did frighten me the other day is I got locked out of my Instagram account, and you laugh at the kind of quick whiplash hypocrisy of that statement, right? I did. I got a little bit like, oh my God, because I was enjoying posting on my Instagram account. I was happy doing it because I'd been trying really hard on arriving at my new aim in Spain, to just try and connect back with my community after being away for a little while. And I was like really upset. I got locked out of my account. The gremlins in my head were saying things like, block her out, she's gonna undermine the whole fabrication of society. Isn't that bizarre? Right, little old me. Right, so I'm responsible for everything that goes wrong in the world. I'm so powerful that I could actually destroy your lives just by going onto my Instagram and pressing a button. Well, let me tell you this. In one sense, that's ridiculous. In another sense, could be right, but with somebody else. Right, now people are pressing buttons all the time, and the latest trend is block. The latest trend, the biggest trending thing on social media at the moment is block. People are blocking one another left, right and centre because they just can't cope, some of them, with the growth of the artificial intelligence, and they call it the monsters being created in their heads that they can hear. I've started to adopt the mental attitude of, well, it seems to get smarter than you the whole time. You feel like I am constantly challenged by whatever's going on. You have to remember to you've got to stick to what you believe in. You've got to stick to, there is a very small selection of people around you that you're going to want as your very small, close niche of trustworthy places to dwell. And for them that haven't, there's always the handful of people in the organisational help groups that will help you. Samaritan Citizens Advice, all those others will help you. There's always somebody there for you, crisis lines everywhere. But people want it to be about them. They want to bring the influence on you. They want to be the one that you paid attention to so they can get the winnings, the upcomings, and they'll either do two things. They'll go forwards in their deserved life, allowing a live and let live attitude, or they'll go and say, no, it's me, it's all about me, I've won and you're blocked now. It was me that was right, you were wrong. And there's a lot of people that think that way. And often won't even give you the time of day anyway. They don't even want to sit there and listen to your stuff, or even listen to you talk. It's about them. And it's like, no. As far as I'm concerned, you don't even come into it. You mean zilch to me. You mean absolutely nothing. And I say it myself sometimes to people that constantly do not get the message. It's like, look, I'm sorry, but you mean nothing. I do not know you well enough to make that judgment for you. I try to keep myself in the general consensus world, because that's the safest place to be in. Stay in the general consensus. Don't get too confrontational. Don't get trying to get too objectional about other people and about what you think you can go and tell people what they can and cannot do. You can't do that. You're not a judge in law. You're not a government official. And even then, you can pay as much attention to it as you want to. We're supposed to live in a democracy. So your democratic heads of state, like your presidents or your governments or your kings and queens, however you want to look at it, they can advise you, or you can take part as much as you want to. But let's put some of the aristocracy aside and look at the realism of government rule. Now, government is put in place to take care of people. I support my government, believe it or not. I can be outspoken, I can sing some crass drum punk rock sounding song and love it and depict arts and humanities. But we all are into whatever we're into. But if society doesn't have a government, society will collapse. If laws were not in place to protect you in society, you would find yourself with something certainly to moan about then, because you would have all kinds of rebellious riots, blowing your front door down and stealing your tin of baked beans, and there would be nothing we could do about it. So we need government, we need protection, we need laws to keep us safe. So even though we can fight back, we can put something out there, I think what the masses are losing consensus of sometimes is, if you get on it with them, or allow that person their time to speak, and you say, look, that's about them, they're speaking up, I might agree with some of that, might take a leaf out of their book, or I might actually say, I can empathise with how they feel, and obviously I'll try and send you a few thoughts of, God, I hope me or we or them near you or somebody can help sort that out with you, for you, to make that situation better for yourself. Obviously, people that don't learn and they keep repeating things like a script, they're not wanting to learn, they're just mouthing off blatantly without learning any lessons or taking anything positive from it. They're on a one-way street, which they've every right to be if they want to. You can't even say no to that. But what you do is you don't waste any more time with them. If you know, if it seems that they're blatantly keep rubbing your nose in it and you've done your best, don't waste another minute with them. Simple as that. And it might well be that you never reach them, you weren't able to reach them, and in that case, if you're not able to reach them and they could have benefited from you, influence those that influence others. Get your word to someone. If you manage to reach one person that week, great. If not, there's two other things going on for you. One, the world knows because it's already out in the air, because you thought it, you felt it, it's out there anyway. You know, it used to be a world of secrets, but I don't think it's a world of secrets as much anymore. Are you alright, Roman? Roman, you okay? You a bit hot? Come here. Come on here. It's alright, my dog's behaving a bit weird. You okay? He's either feeling a bit neglected or he's just a bit off with the weather. You okay? Come and show the people, or whoever's got the guts and courage to sit and listen to me for more than 5 minutes and still be interested. Your new haircut on your face. So I cut his fur yesterday. Show them. Oh, I'd have to twist the camera. Can't you come here? No, Tara says. He says he's camera shy. When he feels like it. So he's camera shy when he feels like it. And just getting back to the conversation. I think really we could just preach on forever, and then we get back to living on our instincts, don't we? We live on our instincts, and I have noticed one thing. A lot of my best conversations go unrecorded. I was just saying this morning to my subliminal friend that a lot of my best conversations, I don't record them, and I should start recording them more because, you know, I don't want to die too young, or I don't want to age myself or live my life too fast. But I do believe that you could be benefiting maybe something, and if not, it's just me and my fight with the machine as such, not with people. I don't fight with people, I fight with the machine. I fight with the technology to hang on to a world that is trying to hold on to its humanity while integrating into information technology. If you hear loads of old data about me, I think some of it could be true, and then again I've heard some of it that has been total lies. It's not me. That has not been me, I can guarantee you. Absolutely not. But I can say this, without judging too much, people are going to say what they're going to say anyway, and like my friend once says, it's in the narrative. You can't do much about that. You can't do nothing about it. But what you can say is, I will do my best to try and prove to you that you were wrong. I can also apologise from time to time and say, but Luke, do you ever realise how much I'm having to contain for you and the pressure I've been feeling and experiencing? And yet at the same time, I don't want to blow what we have. I don't want to blow what we have. I'm not prepared to blow my friendships, the few friendships I've got left. I'm not going to blow that, and I'm going to do my best to, keep us as much as I can, because, like I was saying this morning, you mean enough to me. You mean enough to me, and if it's not mutual and you can't give back, then obviously it means something to me. I can see something, it means something to me. If you can't give back, then it's just been me. Do you know what I mean? I can only be who I am. I can't keep allowing everybody else in to slip me further and further down into where I feel I belong, to sort of keep saying to me that I've got to be who they say they want me to be. I can't do it. I can't do it for them. As far as I'm concerned, we are becoming a society of interferers, terribly distracted people. We're becoming really distracted by everything, and anyone that can force its way into your life to get one over on you. And if you can handle that, you might just stand a chance. Because if the best of the best who are in paradise right now, don't forget, I've moved out to paradise. I moved to paradise, and I'm still sometimes troubled by the things I hear. You know, I don't want nobody to be jealous. You are either inspired by me, or you don't want to know, or you don't get, or whatever. Don't waste your time abusing me, you know, or anybody else, my friends, family, whatever. Don't bother going there, because unless you've got something respectful to give and say, don't bother at all. I'd rather you don't bother. And I've got lots of friends on social media that I do follow, that follow me back, or that don't follow, but I can hear, that just speak to me with respect. I might just accept them sometimes, because I can just about live with it. And then of course I've got me go-tos, who I think are me trustworthy go-tos, and I try and trust in that no matter where I've been or where I was, you know, I really felt the same about you, and I respected you. There might have been some crazy stuff being generated in the internet, or what you think you heard, or what you allowed yourself to think was happening. Was that the real case? I don't know, right? And I think anyone who's too wise during the event shouldn't know. You shouldn't believe them 100% either. Anybody that claims to be too wise during when it's happening, be cautious. So I think really, if you're like me and you have made a decision to start making those people that you like a bit happier, instead of putting up with everything that's affecting you and that you've allowed in or has forced its way into your life that doesn't belong there, telling you that you're this, that and the other, and you end up voicing it and sensing it to the other people that are latching on to you at the same time, that think you're saying it to them. Do you know what I mean? And yet it's been that devastatingly pushed and forced into your psyche that you've heard it and it's gone out somewhere else before you've had a chance to say, hang on a minute, I didn't say or think that. I heard it from somewhere. It wasn't even me. You know, and it's too late. It's gone out. It's gone out there. And then you get blame. Yeah, it wasn't you. You were not the source of origin. It came from somewhere else. So what do? We do what I've started doing just lately. I had a bit of an episode Sunday. I got over it within about 2 days. I was screaming and shouting around my house. I felt a little bit out of my own control. I didn't like where I was at. I didn't like what was happening to me. I had a great event that I went to at the weekend. Following that, I was just venting some kind of emotional displacement. And anyway, I can't say sorry enough to those people that might still be around, might not. They might have run a mile. If they do, then I've had to live with that. It was unavoidable. But I can't keep passing on rubbish to other people that don't deserve it, or making the situation worse when it's a bit wrong in the first place. You know what I mean? And also, some of the terrorising things I've heard of people being bullied and sent mentally to strange places that they don't belong. And they're hearing it and experiencing it in a kind of technical way, whereby people are saying, right, send her to prisons now to deal with them. Those statements could have come about in any way. From the job that I'm doing, it could have been technology, AI rewriting its own programs, taking what is a sensitive information collecting device, tool, to a higher level beyond recognition and creating technical abominations, which I think is happening. It could be that people are trying to help you, or other people are totally trying to undo other people's good work. It could be many things. What do? You just try and make those people that have been helping you happier. You try to make them happier. You do what you can to make them happy. You avoid the trouble every which way you can. You avoid the trouble, because trouble only breeds trouble, and you don't want to hurt people unnecessarily. I'm not perfect. I've worked in care and I've got lots of qualifications, but I've done the odd one or two stupid things. You know, I've done one or two stupid things, but I haven't sort of recorded myself in a video doing anything obscene or anything. I don't object actually to people speaking to me too much about something we have in common. But if it's not something we have in common, and it's just something that happened to you or you liked at the time and moved on, you've moved on. As far as I'm concerned, you're not with me. You know, you might never have ever even been mentally on some levels with me. You were just a fabrication of the system. Although somewhere I probably respect you in some ways, because I respect everybody in some ways, you know, to some certain degree. I've often heard it said by people in professional positions that they have given those people enough, even criminals, then when they spoke to them, given them enough respect and said, well, that's you, that's who you are, or that's what you did. They've even afforded that with those people. Now that just says how compassionate they are. You know, I'm a little bit that way myself. You know, it's beyond me. It's what you develop as you get older with experience. To kind of, look, that's their life. They're the ones who ultimately got to live with that, not you. If it keeps happening, ignore it. You can only do so much. You can only try and fix it so much. You can only try and work with it so much. But what you can do is you can start talking to people in a bit better way for yourself. You say, look, that relationship is toxic. It's got to go. I'm getting rid of every toxic relationship I've got today. You're leaving my life. You're going. It's not working. I've given it long enough. You're gone. What you can do is you can concentrate on those nice people that have helped you, that know you well enough to cope when you haven't coped too well yourself, still be there for you. And you can say, there's a better way to talk. There's a better way to talk. And the happier I can be, the more I'm going to energise you into feeling happier. The happier I am, the happier you should be. Anybody that's around that just keeps resenting us and doesn't understand now, just doesn't get it, forget it. You know, I'm going to be happy. You still got me, still got you. I'm going to make you happy from now on by trying my best to be happy myself. If you hear anything that I say to you that seems a bit out of character, it's probably not me. You know, it's probably not even me. It's something that somebody else has created. You know, there's other creators at work. It doesn't mean you've got to accept it. But anyway, there's a better way of talking. And I could actually do with a drink before I sing this now, because it's about 90 degrees here. And I'm like red hot, and I'm 38 minutes in. And the average TV programme is what, half an hour to an hour. And all I've done is talk about like general stuff. But isn't that the best way? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you can help somebody feel a bit better, you know, and no matter what they say, you can convince them that it's not just about you. You know, there is something in it, or it's a gift I'm giving back that I received from my musical inspirations. No matter how much people say you've lost it, I don't think we've ever really lost it. Unless you lose your temper when the wind keeps blowing your sheet music over, you know what I mean? You just want to, I mean, if this goes over in the middle of the song, I'm going to be like, well, why didn't you plan this a bit better before you got out here chatting to people? Right? But like, if I can just get it to stay on. And it's worked. If you're wondering why I've got my music out there, it's because I wrote this last year and I haven't practiced it enough to know it off by heart. But what I am going to do is I'm going to sing you a song about something that I've been talking about today. Don't forget that real life is outside of your social media. Your social media is a tool to help you document what you're doing or to outreach to people that will be or could be interested in you. It's not supposed to be used as a dictatorship tool. This is still a democracy. You are a free citizen with civil rights, but realise what you're messing with. So social media, right? Don't forget who you're following. Love who you're following. Love them. Give them positive feedback instead of negative, moaning at them or whinging that we have this problem, we have that problem, that's not working, this is not working. Give them something nice back for a change. So I wrote this song last year, and it's a bit, the chords are pretty strange in it. So I don't know whether you're into music or just into life in general. But I got this amazing card I've got from Adagio, right? And it's got all the different chords on that you can put together on the guitar. Sometimes it helps me because if I'm writing a song and I say like, I'll find the keynote, what I call the keynote, on my guitar, and then I'll say, well, I want to broaden that a bit and I want to round it out with the chord instead of just the key note. So I'll go and I'll check out my strings, because I'll go and check out my Adagio thingy. I'll find out what is the chords, and then I'll find where I can locate them everywhere on my fretboard. And people that I'm right into, right, would just be laughing at me now saying, have you not mastered or learnt the fretboard yet? Did we not tell you years ago, learn the fretboard, like from top to finish, all the way down the neck, right? And it's like, no, I haven't, believe it or not, and I've like uploaded how many songs, and yet I just come up with them. I'm one of those like random strummers, and I'll just strum and devise myself an odd song or two. And but no, I haven't mastered. I don't know every note on the fretboard, and I have to consult this little piece of Bible here, music Bible, that is got all the scale shapes on, the pentatonics, the majors, the melodic minors, and everything on it, and all the other, more importantly for me, all the locations where the other notes are on the fret. And that's what I use sometimes. So let me tell you this, right? This song is like really weirdly about 3 chords. Wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It only uses about 5 chords, 5 separate chords in it, but they're so weirdly placed. You know, they're placed separately, differently, but it just about works. And maybe I think there's a reason for everything, and it might just be a reason for why it went this way when I wrote the song. I haven't practiced this morning, but I have strummed the tune a couple of times, so I could probably do it. I finished the song last year, first time I've sang it, recorded it with you know, the view to posting it. So I think it's difficult to break from a little talking recording into song, especially when you haven't been singing for a few days. And I did my throat in on Sunday because I was having a screaming match because people were getting to me. They were getting at me, life was getting at me. But it's like if I could pull this together, it goes a little something like this. It's called Conversation Way. The chords are weird, but the song and the lyrics are pretty good. So I played this morning. I just tried to go with it. I'll do a couple of verses and then I'll try and kick into the song. think of that then. And my voice is completely going now. But yeah, I'm glad we talked. And I'm going to do like a bit of a well, some people call them podcasts, or like, you know, the reason behind the song, so basically what it meant and what it was all about. Thanks for listening. At the very least, it took you like 50 minutes out of your life just to listen to someone else ramble on instead of it. At the very least. And you know where it's at. Stay cool. And you know, if I'm never popular, then it's only been me. Yeah.